right. Welcome again. Welcome back. Um, our next session is by Wendy Dover, and she is a librarian at Gulf Coast State College. And she is presenting about a project I'm very envious about. We've talked before informally about this particular thing, and I'm really excited to hear some details. And thank you so much, Wendy, for sharing about your embedded librarian project.
Well, it's my pleasure. All right. Okay. Deep breath. Hi, I'm Wendy, and I'm going to talk to you today about how we're helping the Gulf Coast campus keep calm by embedding librarians. When I became the librarian for distance learning, we started going through the ACRL standards for distance learning students. And when we came to this one about direct human access, that library personnel must be made directly available to the distance learning community. And through the services and all of the options that we had for offering our services. And so we really stopped and asked ourselves, were we doing this? Well, we go to our faculty meetings, our division meetings. All of the librarians at Gulf Coast are liaisons to different areas. And, we let them know that we were available. We emailed instructors. We sent them links to the guides. And told them that we were available, not just in person, but email, chat, Skype, and the phone, whatever resources they wanted to use. And we asked ourselves if that was enough. And we didn't think so. But, okay, that is actually supposed to be a W.
I'm so sorry that obviously I screwed that
up. Weird. We didn't think so. Me didn't think so. She didn't think so. Nobody thought so. So what were our options? How can we get to these students? Where do students have to go? And then we sort of had this duh moment where, yeah, every single student has a Canvas account. This is my incredibly detailed graph of students with a Canvas account versus students without a Canvas account. And we had just switched over to Canvas. We haven't been on Canvas for a full year yet. And the librarians had, thanks. The librarians had all been trained as super users, and we actually helped train the faculty on Canvas. And we had multiple reasons for going this route. One, we wanted the faculty to know that we're not just, stuck in the library stamping books or, whatever the stereotype that they may have had for librarians in their mind, but that, we're pretty tech savvy and we want to be out and in our community helping people. So, what we did was, oh, my W's are just really weird all of a sudden. We had created a plagiarism module. That was the very first thing that we created as a Canvas module. It's one of the big issues that instructors had come to us, had already come to us with needing assistance with plagiarism. And so they knew that we knew how to deal with the modules. And so we decided that we wanted to get even farther in the into their Canvas courses. So we discussed what problems are we going to have, what little things can we resolve before they become big issues. So we decided to pilot we started out with 15 classes and one Facebook group. and the response really was amazing. We had 345 students that we may have missed through our traditional methods. And we were really excited about these 15 classes. So then we have every August at Gulf Coast, we have a fall conference. And that's a week that we spend, we're closed one of the days, it's called our in-service day, and where everybody does professional development. We all get together. We have a big meeting in the morning in our auditorium. And this year, or this past August, we had a poster session. So I created this poster, and I'm sorry it's a little small on the screen. I created this poster to let faculty know that what we are available to do. Some of the faculty complaints that we had heard was that the students don't use the library. They don't come in and access our scholarly resources, and they just Google stuff, and they're not even going to Google Scholar. And then some misconceptions that we'd heard when we had talked with some of our faculty about it is that we would change their material. And, you know, and my response was, yeah, no. First off, I don't have time. Second of all, I'm not a degreed English person. I don't have a degree in psychology. I am not going to change that assignment. I will, however, make suggestions to you privately and say, or whatever. And that they didn't, the other problem was that they didn't know how to add people in the class. Well, hey, we are super users and we can show you how to do that. And then the benefits include that we create the modules specific to the class. The instructors don't have to do anything other than adding us in. We did ask that they add us in as an instructor so that we could have those access points to create information. We monitor the research discussion boards and reply to students. We also post links to our library guides, links to citation material, and then we'll post helpful tools, a lot of times which are screenshots or short Camtasia or Jing captures that show them how to find those scholarly articles. And we asked two of the 15 that we piloted with to give us a quote. And it's a little small. Let me read just the short one. The support of our librarian has had an immeasurable effect on our baccalaureate students. Whether they're working on a simple essay or a research proposal, she is a click away with her embedded links. She is an active part of every BSN course and in the support of our students. This is the kind of teamwork GCSC, wow, sorry, is all about. And that was from one of our Bachelor of Nursing instructors. So let me see in addition to the poster session, I ordered some little buttons that said keep calm and embed a librarian. You've all seen those keep calm and whatever posters. So I was really playing off of that and to hand out to anybody that stopped by. I had a sign-up sheet so that they could sign up, and then when I came back to the library, I farmed those out to whichever librarian was liaison to their division. Had more than 50 faculty members come by. Had more of the other employees as well, just curious about the library. But I did get to talk about to my faculty the ACRL standards, and it really blew my mind how many of our faculty didn't realize that we followed standards. But then, that really is another poster session. When we started this semester, just about a week later, the librarians were embedded in 71 courses in all divisions except public safety, and I'm working on them. In just those embedded courses, we have served 1,207 students and had more than 150 interactions with them. And I'm pulling stats now for our, end of the year strategic plan information. And just as an update, we've done now more than 100 courses, 1 club, 1 student group, and then we still have 2 Facebook groups, which we have served over 2,284 students with 469 interactions just since starting this in August. And we are thrilled to death with that number, that these are students that we may not have seen. Now, some of them, not all of the classes that we're embedded in are distance learning courses. This semester, we have been embedded in face-to-face classes as well, because the instructors that had us in the distance learning saw the benefit of having us right there, so they've put us also in their face-to-face class, which was something that we actually hadn't thought about, but are thrilled to death with how that worked out for us. And I wanted to show you one of my very favorite interactions. This is in a biology class that I'm embedded in, and this is my this is what I post at the beginning of every semester. Hey, I belong to you, and this is how to get in touch with me, and this is what I can do for you. And then the student asked why we closed so early. This semester, we've gone down. A year ago, we were at 5 librarians, and at this point, today, we're actually at 2 librarians. And so we had to cut our hours a little bit because of staffing issues. And so he actually asked why we were closing so early. And then this is a student response because they hate organic chemistry students. And then I was quick to reply, no, we don't. We have that come into the library, we have students that I wish I could show you what it is they write on our whiteboards that we have for student use, that it's like hieroglyphics. It's amazing. But I was quick to respond that we really like our students, and we would never hate a student. But then I gave an explanation as to why we're closing, that it was just a pilot program, and that we're trying it out for the semester, but we ended up having so many complaints that we're going back to 9:30. And made sure that I thanked him for asking. And then in the same thread, we had a different student ask the scientific reasoning for a bromance. And I thought, my first thought was, oh, he's testing, just to see if I really would answer any of their questions. Well, I went to psych articles. Now, this is for a biology class. I went to psych articles and found an article that discusses bromance and gave him that information along with the citation, and then another student replied that was beautiful, and I was thrilled to death. And these are how my interactions go. Most of the discussion board posts are like this. I think that they sort of just maybe just need a break, just to chat for a moment. The majority of my interactions with the student comes through the Canvas email system. And so the great thing about Canvas is that we are notified as soon as we get an email or a discussion board post or whatever interaction. We get an email, an automatic notification, so that we can reply or know that we need to do something. We don't check the courses every day. We don't have to because of the email notification system. But because I think a lot of times students are hesitant to ask questions that, they may be, their peers may think that, oh, that was a dumb question. So most of my interactions come through Canvas email. And a lot of it is, I need help finding an article, and every response, has been, oh, thanks so much, I appreciate it. Or we get a lot of thank you emails as well. And I think that is the end of, my slides. So that is me. Does anybody have any questions? I did want to post, since I failed to provide a who I am slide. Sorry about that. This is me. I posted my name, email, and phone number in the chat box. Does anybody have any questions for me or anything you want to talk about?
Wendy, you mentioned you don't have to go in and check your course every day, but about how much time does it take you on average to respond to student questions and to do that kind of look over stuff and set it up?
Usually my questions have, I get almost the same questions. Can you help me find this article? And I will go to the databases. I'd say I spend maybe 10 minutes just going to make sure that the database has the information that they need, rather than saying, oh, you just need to go to Sonal or whichever database. Make sure that they have, and I make suggestions for their keywords and search terms, that sort of thing. So I'd say maybe 10, 15 minutes.
How about the setup aspects? Like, how long does it take you to set up a course to get that all put together?
Well, one of the things that we did when we were in the 15 classes over the summer is that we created a module that we uploaded into the Gulf Coast instance of Canvas Commons. So we just download that module into the class, and that takes about a minute for it to be downloaded and ready to go. And the module includes a discussion board, and with our contact information, a link to the appropriate library guide, and a screenshots and a page that we've created for finding scholarly articles in the databases. So actually adding the modules to the Canvas class does not take but maybe a minute. Creating the module to begin with probably took us, I don't know, 15 minutes. Creating modules in Canvas is super simple. Kristen, can you talk about what the face group entails? The Facebook groups, they do sometimes reference and research interactions. The groups are, because the way that Canvas groups are set up, it's a little weird for it to not be in a class. So the Facebook groups, the two that we've got are for theater participants, and they will sometimes they'll ask questions. Do you have a copy of the play? Whatever the play is that they may need. And yeah, we'll answer those questions. But it's mainly for them to discuss things like times for rehearsals and those sorts of things. But we're still there, and we still, if they ask us a research or reference question, we are right there for them. Thanks, April. Yeah, I wish that I had too, and I mean, it was one of the reasons that ultimately I think that we became the Canvas super users, was because we wanted to be such an integral part of the Canvas community, because like that one slide said, this is where every student is. We tried having a Facebook. I mean, the library has a Facebook page, and we thought that this is where we were going to be, but we discovered that the students really don't want us in their social areas. With the exception of the 2 Facebook groups, that's about the extent of our Facebook interaction, other than just posting the updates of what's going on in the library.
They just don't realize how cool you are, Wendy.
Well, that's what we keep trying to tell them, and but this has worked incredibly well for us, and we don't even have to ask now instructors to embed us. It's automatic. I've started getting the Canvas invitations for the summer session already.
So do you ever grade any assignments in these courses?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think that's probably going to be our next step. Next step. That where we, talk about their research assignment, and looking at their like their bibliography page,
mm-hmm.
and that sort. Yeah.
Do you know if there are any points tied to their interaction with you? Like, does any instructor make them connect or post on the discussion board in any way?
Yeah, this biology class, for the example that I've shown here, she gives extra credit if they actually make an appointment with me, either in person or online, and they have a form to fill out that I will sign. And if they make an online appointment, then I will send them an email, and she gives points for them to discuss their research project with me. It's part of their the grade of their. It's like 5 points
mm-hmm.
Grade if they meet with me and discuss their research project.
That's great.
For biology, I mean,
yeah,
I'd
awesome.
never had biology students in the library before, and now I've had 30 this week.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Are there any other last questions for Wendy on the Embedded Librarian project? Well, Wendy, I really appreciate your humor and your sharing your project with us. I'm so sorry about your staffing struggles here lately. I hope things balance out for you soon up there.
We do too. We do too.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, I just have a few more gray hairs than I did last week. Yeah.
Oh, but thank you again for presenting today. And,
thanks so much.
Appreciate it.